What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, StreetOptionAgency.com. 24 years selling full-time on eBay. If you don't like what you see here, get the funk out. That's going to be my channel's motto from now on. I was sitting on the toilet yesterday, and an ad popped up, and I looked at it, and I go, ooh, that might work. And it was a shoe rack, but it had dimensions that I liked because it was going to fit these boxes perfectly for my media. So I could do two, and it would hold about 50, 60 boxes. I don't remember, somewhere in between there. And I'm like, ooh. It was like $50 shipped on Amazon. I'm like, let's go ahead and give it a shot. And I kind of read over it, and it said it was plastic, and I'm like, well, I hope it'll hold. It said plastic and metal. I'm like, I hope it'll hold. I guess for $50 shipped, it's worth a shot because, you know, if it works, it works. I just opened the box. So I was under the impression it was going to be like a sturdy plastic, because it said sturdy. Here's the plastic for the rods. There's rods that go through the end, and that's the plastic. I was thinking plastic, like thicker plastic, not paper plastic. And then it's got these very thin, almost plastic weight metal bars. Yeah. So I'm going to see if I can find a way to make that work. So I'll put it together, see how strong these are. Since there's a lot of these, maybe it will distribute the weight properly. And then maybe I can put something more solid on or under this. I guess it'd have to be over it since the rods go through this. I'll see if I can make it work. Project. All right, we are Tuesday morning. Curse of Oak Island starts tonight, new season. If they would have just listened to me, they would have found the treasure by now, but nobody listens to me. Let's see. It's probably destroyed under there, all the digging and holes they made, all the water they let in. All right, so we are at 10 a.m. Let's see where I'm at as of right now. My clothing store is at 109. That's good. My media store is at 266. Yay. So we're over $330 at 10 a.m. Sweet. Rolling in the right direction. So I ended up making a post yesterday on the eBay technical board, just because, you know, I don't call in no more. It's pointless to call into eBay, right? Let me check Down Detector and see if it was spiking at all yesterday. Nothing more than normal. But so I made a post yesterday. Let's see if anybody said anything on it, and I'll read it to you. So all these problems started on Friday the 24th-ish or something like that with eBay, the system errors and live upstream errors. So again, yesterday, kept getting system failures. I couldn't end and sell similar still. Tried to do that, wouldn't work properly. And then also upstream error. The white page with a little print up at the top kept popping up. Also, another new thing, when I would go into my active listings, I have it set for 200 items. It would never load 200 items. It would load 134 or 70. It would never load a full 200 items on a page. I'm like, huh? How does it not do that, right? My numbers still don't match from what's in my store and what's actually in my store, in my account, whatever. So those numbers are still off. That all started around the 24th or whatever. Let me see if I can find the date here. 40 lookers, nobody's commented on it. But I typed in and left on here, the last many days getting system error and upstream errors when searching my active inventory. Also, 200 items will not load to each page even though I have it set for 200. About a week ago, this all started along with my active listing numbers being different from my store count, off by 1,000 items. This was an issue for many years, was fixed for several months, and now messed up again since Friday morning, the 24th, after a known site update, because they update the site on Thursday nights. That's a known update day. When this is an issue on my account, my sales drop. I cannot end and sell similar, and just constant problems. So I had put that on the message board, but at least today we're going in the right direction. Let me see if my numbers are back to matching again, or if they're still going to be off. So actual number in my store or in my account listed is 52,052, 51,451. So we're about 800 off right now. So we're still off. So I noticed my feedback has updated a little bit. So my clothing store is at 99.8 and my media store is at 99.7. So they each went up a 0.1%. So that's good. But yeah, that's where all that stands. Today I got to go to the hospital and get my head scanned for my sinuses. So we'll be doing that in a couple of hours. I'll be leaving here. So I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. Yesterday I was going to list, but then I found this what I thought was going to be a good shelving unit. So I went into the storage area and started moving everything around and stuff. So I spent most of the day rearranging things. So I didn't get much listed yesterday. Excuse me. But got a lot of stuff moved around, and I got a place to put this if it's going to work. I'll find a way to make it work one way or another. All right. That's it for that. Let's go. Let's check out the numbers. All right, so I did get listed yesterday 134 items, bringing this week's total to 389. So we're way behind on listing. And then I'm probably going to be way behind today because of, I don't know how long that thing's going to take, how long I'll be up there. Sold yesterday, media store 45 items, clothing store 17, bringing the total to 62, one more than the day before. Runs sold this week so far 198. Did $610 on the media store yesterday, 241 on the clothing, bringing the total to 851. So at least 3 days in a row we made it over 800. So that's a positive, bringing the week run total to $2,544. So, boom, 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 boom. Anything going on? I did notice this is what's scary about the people who can't make it in reselling. So they try to change over to being a content creator more than a reseller. Is the inaccurate information that starts to pop out. If you don't have experience in something, to try to sell a video as you do is wrong. To stand so confidently, ignorantly confident about something, just is, first off, manipulative. And then also for people who can actually think, it just discredits you as a content creator. Um, it doesn't make you look good. And I saw a video yesterday that I noticed some people hitting back on for a recently reseller who started backing out of reselling, slowing down on reselling and ramping up more content creating. And so saw people start to hit back on that. I'm going to look real quick to see if there's any other feedback on that. But then I also saw another video where there's that new listing service AI that popped up. I don't want to give the name because, I mean, should I give the name? Because it's a clone site, and it's going to get more and more people feeding all your information to this site, and it hasn't been proven that it's a reliable site. They're way underpriced to the fact that they're not making money. There's a reason behind that. There's a reason they're not making money. There's a reason that it's costing them more than, in my eyes, there's one of two reasons for that. They're either going to start stealing data, meaning take over your eBay accounts, credit card information, all that kind of stuff, or they're trying to build something to sell off. But being that how this site is ran through the countries it's ran through, I don't think it's going to be something that is looking to be sold, especially being it was a clone site from another AI service. So they got another couple of creators on board to push this thing, and I got a feeling it's not going to end well. I do. I can't tell you not to use it, but I'm just going to say be warned that if something looks too good to be true, it normally is. Thankfully, they only got 153 views after 16 hours, so it won't. But the people who have responded say they're going to give it a shot. So, warning, warning, warning. Warning, warning, warning. Let me see if anybody's hitting back harder on this one. Let me see if I can click it without giving it away. Oh, you probably know who it is now. Let's see. This is the other one who's talking about something they don't really understand, I guess. I haven't watched the video. I just started reading the comments. Let me go through here and see what's going on. Oh, well. Let me click this and see. Don't look like she's responding back to the actual truth. So I'll just say Josh is in the comments giving her truth, and yeah. That's the trouble with these people who can't cut it as resellers and are just going for the easy money with content creating. They're gonna steer a lot of people in the wrong directions, give them wrong information, give them false information, etc., etc. It's not going to be look, I'm trying to be a nicer person to you other YouTube creators, but when I see people who just, when something just doesn't feel right, I have to say something. It's just in my nature. So it's not really being mean or trying to stir up something. It's more about just saying, hey, yeah, no, that's not. So I'm trying to be nicer and say, not really give out names and stuff and just, but I might get back to that point where I'm just going to say F it and just turn up the heat, because I just don't like to see manipulation, ignorance or otherwise. I'm the type of person that if I don't have no problems admitting if I don't know something, as I hope I've done in my videos where I say, as far as I know, or I think, or my thoughts of, or my opinion is not straight out A, B, C, D, unless I know 100% it's A, B, C, or D type of thing. And I have no problem if I am wrong on something coming back and saying, whoops, sorry. So I'm the first person that has no problem holding somebody accountable. But I'm trying to be nicer. Try it. All right, enough. I'm going to do a little work. I guess I'm going to see if I can get this thing together. Dummy me, thinking it was something good. All right. Yeah, that's my thoughts, my 2 cents. And my media store is up 15%, but I did lower my percentage on the clothing store, and I'm down 10% from last month. But it looks like I've had more consistent days, where like the beginning of 30 days ago, my graph was all over, where the last 4 days it's been dead even. Today may pass that, being I'm at $109 already. As long as the sales don't turn off. Anyway, we'll see. All right, enough for me. Get to work, James. All right, thanks everybody, and I will see you all in the next video.